video, we learn about simple interest. So let's see how simple interest works. Now, simple interest is the interest that is charged only on the amount of money at the beginning of any transaction. These transactions can be lending of money or borrowing of money. So when you are lending money to someone, the interest charged on that money will be your profit or your gain. You will be paid that money back with the interest. But if you are borrowing the money from a bank or from some other person, then the interest charge will be your fee. You will have to pay back that original amount of money plus the interest that has been accrued on that money. So you'll have a better understanding when we do a couple of examples. So let's look at this simple example. In this example, suppose you have borrowed $2,000 from a bank with a simple interest rate of 10%. So this loan is for a period of 12 months, and at the end of 12 months I'll pay the original borrowed amount, that is $2,000 plus the interest that has been accrued. So let's see how to calculate this. So here in this on this timeline I have mentioned the beginning amount of money, that is $2,000, and I have also mentioned the end of the term, the 12th month, when I'll have to pay back the money plus the interest. So the interest rate is 10%. So when I calculate the 10% of original amount, that is $2,000, I'll get a $200. So after calculating this, I'll see what is the total amount I owe to the bank. So the total amount will be the principal amount, that is $2,000, and the interest, that was $200. So by adding these two amounts, the $2,000 and $200, I'll get $2,200. So the amount that I owe the bank is the principal amount, the original amount I borrowed, plus the interest that has been accrued after the 12-month period of the transaction. So I owe $2,200 to the bank. Now, simple interest can be calculated using a simple formula, that is I is equals to PRT. In this formula, I represents the interest paid or earned. P is the present value, or is also called a principal amount, and this is the amount of money at the beginning of the transaction. So for example, I borrowed some money from the bank, and that borrowed amount of money is my principal amount or my present value. R is the annual interest rate, and this is mostly denoted in the percentage form. T is the term of the transaction for which the interest is charged. For example, the time for which a transaction has been made, the amount of money that has been lended or being borrowed. So it could be 1 year, it could be 5 months, 6 months, 11 months. It could be any amount of time. So T represents that time. So let's see how you can use the formula for simple interest to find the different components which are there in this formula. So when I have to find the the interest amount, I'll simply multiply the principal amount, the rate of interest, and the term, the time, so PRT. But what if I have to find P? When I need to find P, I'll just keep I where it is, and I'll divide it by the other two known amounts that are R and T. So I'll just keep all the known amounts where they are and simply take the unknown factor on the other side of the equal sign. So similarly, if I have to find the rate of interest, I'll take R on the other side of equal sign and simply divide interest amount by multiplying principal amount and T, the term of the transaction. Similarly, T can be found by dividing I by P and R. So this is a very simple way to understand and use the simple interest formula to find all the components of that are the formula that are being used in this simple formula. Let's suppose that I have borrowed $1,000 from the bank, and the interest rate that the bank will charge me will be 3% annually. The term of the transaction is 5 months, that is, I'll have to pay back the borrowed money after 5 months. So what is the interest amount that will be charged me on this borrowed amount? So for I know the formula says that I have to multiply the principal amount, that is 1,000, by the rate of interest, 3% by the term of transaction. So now notice that I have converted the 5 months into the year form because my rate of interest is given in the annual form. So whenever there is a difference between these units, if I have given the rate of interest in annual form, then I'll have the term also in the annual form. But here I have been given the time in the months format, so I have to convert that in the annual format. So by multiplying these three factors, I'll get the interest amount that is 12.50. So it means that the $1,000 that I have borrowed from the bank will charge me the interest of 12.50. So the total amount that I owe and I'll have to pay back the bank will be the principal amount of $1,000 plus the interest, that is 12.50. So I'll pay back the total of $1,012.50. So this is the amount that I'll pay back to the bank. In this example, we'll find out the term of the transaction. So here the principal amount is $4,500, rate of interest is 9.5% annually. The interest amount is 1282.50, and I have to find the term of the transaction or the duration for which this transaction happened. So for that, you know that T can be written as I divided by P into R. So I'll just simply put all the values that I have been given. So I is equals to 1282.50 and the principal amount is $4,500 and the rate was 9.5%, which I converted into the decimal form. So after multiplying and dividing all these numbers, I get the term as 3 years. It means that the term of the transaction was 3 years, or the amount of the interest that I'll pay back with the borrowed amount of $4,500 will be the 3 years. After 3 years, I'll have to pay back the money. So this example clarifies you that how you can use the simple interest formula to find the unknown factors, whatever you have been given and whatever you have been asked to find out. I hope these small and simple examples clarifies the basic concepts of simple interest. But if you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.